Before the break, we shared the heartbreaking story of the Hamiltons, a Texas family that was denied proper medical care during a miscarriage due to the state's strict abortion ban. Ryan Hamilton recounted his family's nightmare experience in a post on X, which has since been viewed more than 15 million times. He joins me now. Ryan, it's great to have you with us on the show. First of all, I'm so sorry it is for this. And first off, happy Father's Day to you. How are you doing? More importantly, how's your wife doing after this nightmare?
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm okay. She's getting better every day. It's a long road. And when you've been through something like what they put her through, it's not just the rest of your life knowing that you lost a baby. It's the rest of your life having to live with this torturous experience that she has. So it's the very beginning of a very long road, but I'm amazed at how strong she is and, you know, how she's so determined to get back to normal life. That seems to be her way of getting through it, just trying to get back to normal, whatever that is now. But thank you for asking. We're okay. I don't want to say we're good because we're not there yet, but we're doing okay.
Well, we're certainly praying for you and pulling for you and your wife. We can't even imagine what this has been like. And as we explained before the break, since the fall of Roe, we have seen many brave women speak out about their experience seeking care in states with these very restrictive bans. But you're one of the few, certainly most high-profile men that I'm aware of, at least, who have been vocal about how this issue has impacted you and your family. Talk to us about what motivated you to make that first post on X and share that experience with the world. What were you hoping to do with it?
Well, first of all, I didn't know it was rare for a man to speak out about this until I did, and it's gone the way that it's gone. And I find that confusing. I don't know why more men aren't speaking out. We all have mothers. We have wives and daughters and sisters. And I was shocked to find out that this was a rare thing. And I think that that's something that needs to change. And what I really wanted to do, honestly, was just tell the people that keep up with me and our family what happened. I had no intention of it going viral or, reaching millions of people. And now that that's happened, I've been thrown into this situation that I never wanted to be in, if I'm being honest. But I'm here now, and something happens to you whenever you discover your wife unconscious and you don't know if she's alive or she's going to be okay. Something inside of me changed in that moment, and I don't know if it's some sort of fatherly instinct. We have a 9-month-old daughter, but since then and since that post has gone the way that it's gone, all I want to do is fight and fix the problem and make sure my wife never has to go through that again. And this is not the world that my daughter has to grow up in.
Do you know if, can you certainly share with us whether your views on this have changed? Abortion is an essential component of women's health care. As you were saying, this was not your intention when you first started sharing this post, but in some ways it has now become this moment, certainly a teachable moment for the country, or perhaps even a call to action. Is that something you realized purely after living through this experience, or do you think your story can, in fact, open people's eyes to the harm these restrictions are causing for women and men and their families?
Well, you, of course, hear the stories of these women having to cross state lines, and you have those conversations at home, at dinner, talk about how sad it is or, how wrong it is. But until you're thrown into that situation yourself, your views are just kind of on the outside of that situation. And then when you're in the middle of it, it definitely has changed our views. And people do not understand how bad it is and how scary it is. And I had to learn, and I'm better now, but the ignorance of people on X who want to fight, who want to attack me and my family, say that we're liars, that this is political propaganda. Do you know how hard it was to share a post that we lost a baby, let alone this horrific experience? So not only has my view changed, I now know how clueless a lot of people in Texas and America are. They don't understand. I get so frustrated with the argument that that has nothing to do with the law. The law clearly states this. If the law clearly stated what these people are arguing, then there wouldn't be countless stories. There wouldn't be situations like what happened to my wife happening time and time again. The law is the problem. I don't understand why that's so hard for people to understand. Last I checked, doctors were pretty smart people. They had to go to school for a long time and be pretty intelligent to pass the test they have to pass to become a doctor. So their argument is what? That the doctors don't understand the law, so it's just malpractice running rampant? I don't think so. So yes, my views have changed. I'm angry about it. And I don't understand why these people are digging their heels in going, nah, it's really fine. It's the doctors. It's the law.
Ryan, as I said, this is extremely difficult. I can't thank you enough for sharing your story with your followers, with the world, with us on this program. We certainly hope that it continues to raise awareness and perhaps change the laws in your state and elsewhere in this country. Ryan Hamilton, thank you so much. As I mentioned, we're praying for you and your wife.